Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have a game against a real man. And you know what is the sign of a real man? Well, it's a beard, to be honest. Yeah, so we've got one here against the ever awesome and ever abra Asylumist founderism-mist person FizzyStardust, who posted this game on the Pokemosh Pit pretty recently, and we get disconnected there, and because I have the magic that is live recording, I can record that we got disconnected and he can't. Ha 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 ha, I'm so having advantageous over you, Fizz and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna just start again, and this was actually the first time, believe it or not, the first time that we've had a actual match. We've actually played a 1 versus 1 roulette before in 4th gen, but this is kind of like the first serious proper game we've had. So we're gonna get in here, and he's brought a pretty decent team because he's going super serious, and I have brought the super serious Sandstorm team. So it's going to be a clash of wit and prediction and many such other things as that as we start off here. So, I'm predicting a close combat here. It's early game, and I know that he doesn't want to over-predict, probably, so I'm going to go to a safe switch, which is my Gliscor, which is obviously going to take that very nicely. It's resisted, and I have a hell of a lot of physical bulk. So, here, I think I'm going to go for my Stealth Rocks. I think it's probably going to be straight off the bat, because I want to get them up nice and early, and I had an opportunity switching Gliscor to take a physical hit, so, you know, normally when he does that, he's going to get a chance to set up a Stealth Rock. He actually predicts my Toxic, knowing that I do carry Toxic on this Gliscor, and goes to Mew to try and synchronize it back to me and try and bounce it back in my face. So here my thought process is he's either going to trick me being a Trick Scarfer, or he's going to want to transform into me and thereby get rocks up of his own. In the case that he's going to get up rocks, I just switched to T-Tar to try and, you know, make him transform into me, but he goes for the Stealth Rock, which I didn't, you know, predict myself, but he does transform here. I think he transformed predicting me to go for a Crunch, but of course I did not want to go for that. I want to go for a sub, and now he is royally screwed because my own move pool pretty much does nothing against me unless I have a sub up. Obviously, now that I have a sub up, I am able to do something against him, whereas he is not able to retaliate. He only has Fire Blast and Crunch being his best option to try and break this sub. But the Focus Punch is going to hit him and take him straight out, so that is a huge pain out my way. Mew is a real threat to this team, so it's great to get him out of the way early and just get rid of that stupid thing. So he's going to go to Slowbro here, who has a lot of physical bulk, but is not going to be able to take that that Crunch very well. I do get the physical defense drop as well, which is very useful for me. It means I'm going to be able to go for an extra Crunch here and take him out, but believing that he wants to save this for later, knowing it has regeneration, I go for a substitute, predicting him to switch out. Unfortunately for me, he stays in, predicts me to predict that, and goes for the Surf, so kind of some mind games going on here. And here I'm thinking he probably thinks I'm going to go for the Crunch now, so he's probably going to switch here, so I decide to go for another sub, and of course I have myself kicking myself again because he goes for the Surf again, predicting me to predict that again. So here I'm like, you know what, if he switches out this turn, I'm going to kick myself, but I have to go for the Crunch now. I can't afford to waste any more HP, and I just need to get this thing out of the way, because if it comes back in with regeneration later, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder to take out. So I just do go for the Crunch, and thankfully it gets rid of the stupid Slowbro, and he's out of my way. Obviously he just thought I would sub a 3rd time, and I don't think he really cared about his Slowbro at that point, but took the risk, and unfortunately didn't pay off for him, although it did allow him to get half my health off. So now it goes into Abomasnow, a huge counter to my team, primarily because he has the Hail going on, and it's something that I'm quite afraid of, mainly because it means that Shuckle no longer has its over 900 special defense, and it also means that my other guys are not going to get their boosts and such, like Doriyuzu will not have his max speed, so this guy is a relatively big threat to my team. Now I'm kind of thinking here I may want to go to Gliscor, predicting some kind of grass move, but I went to Nubs primarily because in case he predicted my switch to Gliscor and went for an ice move, I thought Nubs would be the safest switch I could go to. So I do take a hell of a lot from Stealth Rock, and then the Seed Bomb's going to do a decent amount, but I get the rest off. Unfortunately for me, he sets up a Leech Seed, although it's not really going to aid him that much, seeing as I have pathetically low HP. It's still going to hurt me quite a bit because I'm going to be constantly being taken down by it. So here I believe that I'm just going to try and burn some turns of sleep. I'm not really that afraid of anything that he can do to me, so he actually misclicks here. He said it was a misclick and went to Sazandora, not meaning to. It basically just means I get a free turn of sleep burned off, basically, and he gets in Leech Seed recovery, but that's really all it was. He didn't really want to do anything. He tries for an Earthquake, sees it doesn't do too much, and is taking Life Orb recoils, so I know that he doesn't really want to stick in here for that, because I'm going to be able to rest up next turn anyway, so there's not much point in him staying in. I know that another Earthquake won't kill me, and I'm pretty sure that he isn't running Draco. I'm not too sure, but I don't know, it's Fizz. He kind of runs interesting sets, so he may not have the Draco. I do wake up and get the knockoff off, however. I wasn't intending to stay alive, but apparently I do, because he switches to Heatran, and you know, that happens. Now here he overpredicts. He predicts me to switch to Garchomp, predicting him to go for a fire move. I just stay in and go for the rest. I kind of thought that I would live a fire move from Heatran anyway, but then again I wasn't in Sandstorm anymore, so it's kind of a tough decision there. I may have, I may not have. It all depends on your perspective on life, or just damage calculations, you know, one of the two. So I'm going to go into Mrs. T here and set my Sandstorm back up, and unfortunately he actually predicts that and goes for the Earth Power, which is a very nice play on his part, but luckily I do live it on 78. Now I could potentially stay in here and just get a free switch in, but I know that Abomasnow is still hanging around, so I want to keep my T-Tar for later so that I can come in and set up my Sandstorm again. For now, Sandstorm is still set up, so it's okay, and I'm going to Rotom to predict that Earth Power, because I know he has to get rid of my T-Tar, and it's too much of a threat to his team for him to over-predict on it. So, you know, Rotom dodges that nicely, and is going to go for the obvious Hydro Pump as he goes into his Abomasnow, which is fine, because after 2 Hydro Pumps, I am pretty much 100% sure that this thing will be KO'd. Now, I'm not sure at that point whether it would have been. It doesn't look like a solid 2-hit KO from that point. I'm going to go for it anyway, but unfortunately for me it misses, and he gets the Seed Bomb off, which I was just cursing there and kind of annoyed that that happened. In any case, it would have taken him out that turn because he has Life Orb recoil. I didn't notice that he has Life Orb, so that would have 100% taken him out, which is frustrating to say the least. It means I have to waste something else to try and take him out. Now, I just don't realise that he has Ice Shard here, but in any case I carry the Yachi Berry, so I'm not too afraid if he does go for the Ice Shard, and I just want to finish him off with an Earthquake. He, I guess, was predicting me to try and stall him out by double switching and etc., but I wasn't going to go for that. I just needed to get rid of the stupid Abomasnow so that I can bring in Tyranitar safely, set up my Sandstorm, and be ready to sweep the rest of his guys as long as my setup is correct. So he goes to Hitmontop here. Seems like a good a time as ever to switch out to Tyranitar and set my Sandstorm back up. I know that I don't want to take a priority fake out followed by a Mach Punch, so Tyranitar is going to come in here, live the Stealth Rock damage, set up the Sandstorm, and get fake outed, which is going to take me out after the Technician boost and such, and Life Orb. You know, Fizzy was kind of saying like he would kind of shoot someone if that didn't take T-Tar out, but it did, so it's not really too much of a problem. He would have taken me out second turn anyway, so it didn't make much of a difference. Gonna go to Gliscor here, who has the Toxic, obviously, which I'm going to go for. Unfortunately, I think it missed. No, I go for the Earthquake. I believe he was probably going to stay in, so I wanted some solid damage with Earthquake, I guess. Not going for the Toxic. I guess Toxic would have been better because it would have hit his Sazandora, but, you know, can't win them all. So he's going to go for the Dragon Pulse here. Nubs is my safest switch in, and, you know, I don't really want to go to anyone else, to be honest. I'm asleep, and I haven't burned any turns yet, obviously, because 5th gen changed all that crap. So I'm going to burn 1 turn here. I doubt that I'll be able to live 2 close combats. I know I'll be able to live 1 because of the fact that, you know, it's Nubs and he just has defenses which go through the roof. I actually only just live 1, obviously, because he has Life Orb and such, so didn't make much of a difference. He's going to take me out with any type of move he chooses to. Could be priority Mach Punch, could be another close combat, could be any other move, but I'm going to die this turn regardless. this, and he actually just goes for the close combat. Could have gone for the Mach Punch, I guess, to try and save himself defense drops, but at this point he's low enough where the defense drops really are negligible. It doesn't really make much of a difference what he does here. So obviously, he's moving in slow motion now because he's at low HP, that kind of cool thing in 5th gen. But I'm thinking whether I want to bring in my Gliscor or whether I want to go straight out on the offensive. I decided to go for Gliscor first, seeing as it's safer, play more defensively, and then I can go on the offensive once I'm sure that everything else in his team is taken care of. Go for the Toxic here. It does. This is where Toxic misses on his Hazandora. And here he predicts me to switch to my Doriyuzu, predicting the dragon move, so he goes for a Fire Blast, predicting my Doriyuzu switch in, but I decided that at this point it was best for me to just stay in and Roost Stall his Life Orb. I've got Sandstorm taking him down, and Life Orb plus Sandstorm is gonna, be a potent combination in any situation. So here he just decides to go straight out for the Dragon Pulse, seeing that I don't care about Gliscor and I can just leave him in. After the Sandstorm and Life Orb, his Hazandora is going to be taken out clean, so by this point he only has Heatran and I believe Hitmontop left, meaning that Garchomp is going to be the ideal candidate to finish off the rest of his guys. I'm outspeeding both of them unless his Heatran was Scarfed, which it isn't, which is perfect, and I do take him out. And Hitmontop is actually going to go for some priority when it comes in, but unfortunately due to the Sandstorm and the Life Orb, it's going to be able to take itself out without me having to make a move on my own part. And that is going to be the game, which is, finishes a 2-0 victory for me against Fizz. And gotta tell you, for the first time that we have played, that was one hell of a game. It was a really tightly fought one, loads of predictions going all over the place, and generally great plays from both of us. Slight mispredictions, slight over predictions here and there, but overall, I mean, the first time we've ever played, it worked out great. So I guess you should definitely go check out his version, which was posted on the Mosh Pit earlier this week. I'll leave a link to it somewhere, probably a video response, and you can all go check his one out. Definitely go and check out his channel and subscribe to him. He's one of the most awesomest people in the YouTubes, so do that if you would please. And I guess if you have never seen any of my videos before and enjoyed this battle, then be sure to click that subscribe button and subscribe to me. But yeah, this is going to be all for this time. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all the next game. Goodbye.